news for you this hour here on eNCA. Before I take you to my colleague Manqoba Mchunu, we've got a statement from the Department of Health. This has to do with those disciplinary hearings that they had against three senior health officials at the National Health Department. This has to do with digital vibes. That's, of course, the contract that saw former Health MEC Dr. Zweli Mkhize step out of that position last year. We remember that Dr. Anban Pillay, who was the Deputy Director General, was also in hot waters. Popo Maja, who was the National Media Liaison for the department, was also in trouble. And, of course, Shireen Padesi also. So this is what has come out of those disciplinary processes. And I'll be looking down because the team and I just received the statement right now. So you'll forgive me for that. For Dr. Anban Pillay, he shall receive a final written warning valid for 15 months and a suspension without pay for 3 months, which will be followed by a salary level demotion for a period of 12 months. Popo Maja shall receive a final written warning as well. That one will be valid for 12 months and salary level demotion for a period of 12 months as well. Lastly, Shireen Padesi proposed that she be allowed to resign from the department with immediate effect, and that was agreed by all parties, and that was then confirmed. So that's the breaking news for you. The team behind the scenes are trying to get the health department on the line for you so we can give you more details. In the meantime, here's to another story. Convicted rapist and killer Njabulo Ndlovu will serve life in prison for his crimes. Ndlovu confessed to the brutal sexual assault and killing of 3 female members of the Ndlela family at their home last month. Let's go to our reporter, Manqoba Mchunu, who is at the Pietermaritzburg High Court, to tell us more. Now, Manqoba, just give us a little bit of more details as to what happened in court today. A life sentence already. What's the reaction?
Well, indeed, Basiko, the life sentence has been handed. In fact, it's 5 of those life sentences that have been handed for each of the charges that Njabulo Ndlovu had been facing. Of course, we recall that 3 of those charges relate to the murder of Zanele Ndlela, as well as a daughter, Sibangele, and a grandchild, Zenande Ndlela, who were all killed on the 27th of June at their home by this suspect. And, of course, the 2 relate to rape charges. He admitted that he had repeatedly raped Zenande, the 7-year-old, on the 27th of June at that incident that had occurred before strangling and killing all 3 of them. So he has faced 5 life sentences. Of course, they will run concurrently for those charges, Masiko. Well, there was a sense of jubilation outside court, especially from the supporters that are here outside. But it's been quite a difficult day for the family, the Ndlela family, who were inside court, listening again to some of those horrendous details as to how their loved ones were killed. At some point, some of the family members stormed out of court. They couldn't listen anymore to what was being said. And that tells you just the trauma that this family has suffered. But I've got them right here just to get a reaction from them, Masiko. I've got Xolani Ndlela. Xolani, ngicela usichazele baba, nizizwa kanjani njengomndeni? Asiqale ngesikhathi nizwe court kuphindwa kukhulunywa lezi zinto, ngibonile abanye benu ukuthi nize naphuma ngisho kuphuma ecourt, bekuthini kunina ingqondweni ngaleso sikhathi?
Kuvele wavunika umunyu kokabusha ngoba amanye ama-injuries besingazi ngawo. Sesithola namhlanje ukuthi phoze uMthembu isekhipha okunye kade singakwazi indlela isilwane esibulele ngayo abantu basekhaya.
So ke baba, nizizwa kanjani ngalesigwebo esikhishwe enkantolo?
Isigwebo noma bengeke basabuya bona ukuthi isigwebo sisijabulisile. Siyabona ukuthi inkantolo nayo ithathile indima yayo, umthetho odlala indima yayo ukuthi nje ijustice yaseveka.
Ijaji likuvezile ukuthi belifuna abathole angayitholi parole. Nibona ngathi sanele lesigwebo?
Kona asanele ngoba nayo ifarole ngempela ngafanele bengafanele nje usazaza uapplyele uphe umuntu ohlakaniphile ekhanda. Kodwa ke ngokulandelela ke soloko silandelela ukuthi iparole into angakaza ayithole nje.
Baba, nokwazi kodwa ukudlulisa lokhu njengomndeni?
Ngeke ukuze kudlule ukuthi sozama ukuthi sisithi nje kancane inhliziyo siyixolise.
Amanxeba sekhona
kakhulu.
Lo owabona noma owabathola laba basendlini sinjani isimo sakhe njengamanje?
Sibi kakhulu ngoba useze wavuka nama BP ekade engenawo nje. Kwakuthiwa simsebenzini akasukuma kancane nje abuyise i-blood pressure yakhe ibe kahle again.
Nawe seswami ubuchaza la ukuthi njengomndeni nise traumatized kakhulu, ngizocela umele ngaphuza sikwazi ukubona kahle ukuthi nise traumatized kakhulu lesenzo.
Sise traumatized impela nje kakhulu, abafana kakhulu abasakwazi ukulala engathi bangaphuza ngoba bathi uma bengazange baphuze abazumeki, abalali, yonke into iyabuya. omunye uthe ozalwa umamzanele ufisa ngisho ukucommit suicide njengoba akakwazi ukubhekana nalesimo kubhlungu impela nje akubhlungu kodwa siyabonga ukuthi umthetho uyidlalile indima yawo sibonga nje kakhulu isupport siyabonga isupport even ama minister bekhona uMamkhoza benathi siyabonga nje kakhulu sibonge no director baka social development sibonga even ikhansela abefundisi obabdu omhlonishwa honorable Dube Bishop Dube besuke eThekwini bezosupporta siyabonga nabafundisi bonke basesobantu necommunity yonke nama department aka transport baningi besupporta siyabonga nje kakhulu noma nobaba uSibiya umngcwabi naye walekelela nje kakhulu
ake ngibuze manga akakudedeli nje uqedelele noko nikhohle kodwa kwenzeka konke kuphuma engqondweni zenu
akusoze kwaphuma kubhlungu kwamanje siyasaba kakhulu even abaka lifeline bafikile ama social worker bezozama ukukhuluma nathi bathe bazobuya kodwa nje kunefiye abafana banane eNCA siyasaba nje usuthi ukubala ngenxa yalento eyenziwe yilomfana yize wazi ukuthi usejele kodwa usathuka nje ngoba siyayiqala into nje asikaze esobantu noma ubugebengu bukhona kodwa abukho ngaleyo ndlela siyakwazi ngisho ukulala singagiyile ngendlela besingasabi ngakhona kodwa manje kwenzeke enye into engakazi siziyenzeke empilweni zethu siyathuka kakhulu sithi nje engathi angaphelela ejele angaphumi ngoba uyimonster indlela enze ngayo uyisilwane nokuthi engathi kunge umuntu uma izofika endaweni kungaziwa ukuthi ufika nje uza la wenzeni ngakubo njengoba esefika la akayona yini inkinga ngoba phela lo mntwana kubonakalanga ukuthi inkinga nabakhona abazange bakuveza ukuthi umntwana oyisigebengu uma umbheka ubebukeka umntwana oright kanti umntwana oyimonster nje.
Alright, siyabonga kakhulu. Bonga thina seswama ukukhuluma nathi siyazi ukuthi akulula kunina njengomndeni kodwa ke siyathemba ukuthi ke umthetho uzothatha indima yawo. Well, that was the family just giving us a sense Masiko of just what they've went through for the past month or so. We spoke to the brother, one of the family members, who says that he's still quite shocked about what happened at the house. They can't get over what had happened in the house. They are hoping, of course, that the suspect or now the convicted murderer and rapist Njabulo Ndlovu will face the full might of the law, that he'll spend a long time in prison and that he really would not come out of prison. In fact, the lady that we spoke to saying that they'll never forget what happened in the house, they'll never get over it. All they are hoping for is that finally he will get what he deserves, and they are calling, of course, saying that they hope that it doesn't come out of prison.
All right, Manqoba Mchunu at the High Court in Pietermaritzburg with that report. It took just a month for the court to come to that decision, as you know, that crime happening last month. And that's because Ndlovu, the man now found guilty of the murder and rape of a little girl, did plead guilty a month ago and told the full story. Let's